All right, folks, welcome back to College B-Ball Picks Friday Night Pick'em Show here on January 22nd, right before the blizzard comes. We got you with a storm of picks here that are hot, hot, hot. Now, it's been a while. We know we haven't been really doing our job. We've been trying to keep up with the blogs. It's been hard with the holidays and everything for this. Martin Luther King Day, of course, really grinding into our schedules. But we're here. Well, most of us are back here to give you some picks for tomorrow's Saturday action. Before that, let's just go around and see how everybody's doing. Jimmy Mack, how are things going? Rest in peace, Coach K.
Mike, it's been a rough stretch. We've been hitting the books, studying the lines, studying the all the different accounting stuff over here. So we're keeping busy. But always making time to come back and give you the picks for Saturday. So let's get it done.
That's right, folks. Jimmy Mack desperately needs a win because I don't know if he can make it much more without one. Over on to Cam DeHam. Cam DeHam, how are things down in sunny Arizona?
Everything's going great down here, Mike. No worry of a blizzard here. Just a little still depressed off my UNC Wilmington Seahawks blog pick from about 2 weeks ago, and still haven't gotten off the floor yet. So got three picks coming your way to get back in action. Back to you.
All right, the fans have been waiting for it. They've been chanting out, calling for Cam DeHam to come back with some hot picks, and I'm sure he will provide. Over on to Wisconsin. D-Row, how are we doing out there?
Everything is good out here in the Dairyland. Just got some good picks for you today. Hopefully Mike Moore can step it up today because the fans are getting a little annoyed with you.
All right, D-Row, a man of integrity, unlike the Manitowoc County out there in Wisconsin, that's for sure. And with that, let's get it started with some picks tomorrow. Jimmy Mack, what do we got for our first opening tip?
First opening tip tomorrow, we're looking at Illinois -1 at Minnesota. Minnesota, they've been looking god awful. They look almost as bad as Rutgers. That's how bad they are in the Big Ten this year. Still haven't won a game. Illinois is pretty good. The duo of Malcolm Hill and Kendrick Nunn, they can put up points any given day. So I like Illinois to go into Minnesota, come out with a win. It's only -1, so as long as they win, everything should be fine. Minnesota, terrible. Take Illinois all day.
All right, going into the barn there, usually fierce competition, but not much of a fight there from the Gophers anymore. Over on to Cam DeHam. Cam DeHam, what do you got for an opening tip?
First pick is a big one out of the Big 12. Kansas -10.5 versus Texas. And I know Texas has been playing better of late, but Kansas just got embarrassed by Oklahoma State. Bill Self's going to have those kids riled up, so I'm going with Kansas -10.5 versus Texas. Back to you.
All right, the first one that pick there from the Big 12. Like it came to Ham. Over on to D-Row. D-Row, what do we got?
To start, I got a small line here that I like a lot. Idaho +1 at Montana State. Oh, some breaking news. Uh, Breaking news is not that Idaho, they are coming off a bad loss at Southern Utah, but they beat Montana, a good team, by 5 points on the road. Montana State's lost 3 or 4 coming into the game. I think Idaho wins the game pretty easily. Idaho +1 at Montana State. Back to you.
All right, love the pick there, Drew. I'm glad that your guys on the ground are out there in Idaho giving you breaking news updates for sure. As for me, we're going to be starting off over in the Ivy League. Yes, we got a big matchup between the Columbia Lions and the Cornell Big Red. Now, many of you may not know the Ivy League schedule is a little interesting. They usually play one site on Friday, then head over and play the other site on Saturday. So you'll see that Columbia just beat Cornell by 4 points the other day, or on Thursday actually. Now heading over to Cornell to play there. It's a 3-point line. I still like Columbia running away with this one. They are the better team. I think they should be covering the 3-point spread easily, even though it's sometimes a crapshoot taking them back to back. But with that, we'll get you some more picks. But before we get to that, we have our Fan of the Week. As usual, you can have a chance to be our Fan of the Week following us on Facebook, Twitter, our devoted fans. And this week's Fan of the Week, Chip Hoyt, Chip Davis, over there down in Cape Cod. no internet connection, so it might take him a while to watch this show. But he's been working on his weaknesses, going to that supermarket 4 a.m., working on his chili recipe. We do think there's a little bit of a snub there in the Cape Cod chili cook-off, but there's always next year, Chip. And I'll throw it over to Cam to Ham for your. He'll tell you about your prize later when I throw it over to him. But first, let's go to Jimmy Mack. Jimmy Mack, what do we got for more picks tomorrow?
All right, Mike. This one hurts a little bit, but you got to kind of take it. NC State plus 4.5 tomorrow versus Duke. Duke struggling. North Carolina State, they can smell the blood in the water. It's time to attack. So that home court's going to be crazy tomorrow. They know Duke's vulnerable. Abu is going to be going off tomorrow down low. They have no big men to stop him. So I like Cat Barber to slice through that defense. It's just a rough time. Like, you got to take NC State 4.5. It's almost too easy.
Oh my God! You're saying the guy's going to slice the defense, but I think Jimmy Mack's about to slice his wrists. Okay, over on over on to Cam to Ham. Cam to Ham. What do we got for a pick?
Well, as usual, before we get to the pick here, we will be talking about our big prize for our fan of the week, what everybody wants here. So this week's prize for Chip Hoyt Davis is a limited edition reusable Price Chopper grocery bag and a Tall Boy Keystone Light. So that's coming your way if you just reach out to us. And now we'll get to the pick out of the CAA. I'm taking the James Madison Monarchs minus 1.5 at Elon. The Monarchs are hungry because they dropped a game to Elon at home just 2 weeks ago. But James Madison is by far the better team. It's not even a question, folks. It was just, I don't know what was going on in that game. And like one of my good friends once said, James Madison, they hungry. Eat, 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 eat. Back to you, mid-major.
Yes, yes, yes. James Madison is hungry, and Chip Hoyt is thirsty. He'll love that Keystone Tall Boy for sure. Over on to D-Row. D-Row, what other picks do we got tomorrow?
All right. Another Big Sky pick here. Maybe seem like a little homer pick, but I like Eastern Washington plus 6 at Montana. This is that time of year for Eastern Washington. They're about 500 in conference and 500 for the year, and they're starting to click a little bit here. They won 3 out of 4. My boy Austin McBroom starting to light it up. I think they win the game, but they definitely cover the plus 6 at Montana. It's that time of year for EWash to start getting things going mid-major.
All right, yes, E-Washington time of year for sure, according to D-Row. As for me, I got 2 Summit League picks for you. My first one coming out, one of my Summit League loves, the North Dakota State Bison. I made the mistake of picking South Dakota State in the big rivalry matchup last week, and I was proven wrong. It's North Dakota State all the way. Once again, they won't be knocked off. They're taking on the Western Illinois Leathernecks, who I also loved earlier this year, but recently they've been going on a 9-loss losing streak. They're 0-6 in the Summit League. It's been all downhill since they beat Wisconsin earlier in the season. North Dakota State's going in there with only a 2-point, giving up 2 points, -2, taking North Dakota State Bison in that one. The other one I got in the Summit League, who actually just knocked off North Dakota State last week, the IPFW Mastodons. Yes, the Mastodon Militia, stand up, taking on the IUPUI Jaguars. I mean, IPFW's, as I said, they knocked off the champs. They're playing great basketball. They're at home. Take them -6 tomorrow against the Jaguars. And with that, we're going to head on to our easy money picks. For that, we do have our Oxford Brain RFB Picker of the Week. It's been a couple of weeks, but still holding the title of RFB Picker of the Week, Chili Davis. And as always, RFB Picker of the Week brought to you by UMASM, where Chili Davis is considered an esteemed colleague, or esteemed alumni, I should say. Anyways, with that, over onto our easy money picks. Jimmy Mack, what do we got?
All right, Mike, we're heading over Nebraska -2 versus Michigan tomorrow. When you get rid of Teron Petaway, good things happen to your basketball team. So I really like what the Cornhuskers are starting to put together over there. Siobhan Shields is a stud, and he should be a force to be reckoned with against Michigan tomorrow, who has no big men whatsoever. Nebraska have been sneaky good at the Big Ten, especially playing at home. -2 tomorrow, a nice small line. Take Nebraska, ride it to the bank, -2.
All right. Jared, Nebraska will be loving that pick out of Jimmy Mack, right? Nebraska to the bank. I know Jimmy's boy, Petaway, no longer there, but we'll see what they can do. Over on to Cam to Ham. Cam to Ham, what do we have for an easy money pick tomorrow?
Well, folks, this one's going to be pretty simple. I'm going back to the Big 12 for the Sooners. Oklahoma -1 at Baylor. Oklahoma also coming off a loss, similarly to Kansas, on Monday, Martin Luther King Day to Iowa State. They're also going to be looking to get back on the right side of the scoreboard in Baylor, Waco, Texas, this weekend. The Buddy Hield Show. Everybody knows about Oklahoma. They are hard to stop. They have a great top 5, 6 guys that play most of the game. Lon Kruger's doing his job there. So I like the Sooners, -1 at Baylor. The biggest lock, just the Manitowoc County, framed Stephen Avery. Back to you, mid-major.
We'd like to remind our viewers that in no way does Cam to Ham express our view of politics or ongoing investigations. But with that, let's just head over to D-Row, the man of the law himself up there in Wisconsin. D-Row, what do we have for an easy money pick?
Spoken like a lawyer there, mid-major. My easy money pick this week is NoCo -1.5 at No As. That's right. Northern Colorado Bears -1.5 on the road at Northern Arizona. These two teams, both, not very good. Northern Colorado 6-13 this year. Northern Arizona 3-14 this year. So not exactly a game you want to watch, but either way, it's a good bet. I was a little concerned when I heard the rumor that Sparky Parkey would be putting on his Lumberjack suit and driving over there to Flagstaff to root for his Lumberjacks. But even with that, I like Northern Colorado -1.5 at Northern Arizona.
All right, as usual, 3 big sky picks coming in from D-Row. Even though Tevin ain't walking through that door, I do agree with that no-co pick. As for me, we're bouncing back over to the Ivy. As I said before, they do that back-to-back thing, and we had the Harvard Crimson beating the Dartmouth Big Green last week by 7. Don't be fooled. The Dartmouth Big Green is a big joke. You got to take Harvard once again, -4, going into Dartmouth. I mean, Harvard ain't the team they used to be, the team that was messing everybody up in the tournament, a contender, but they're still good enough to hold on and beat the Big Green by more than 4 points for sure. And with that, another Friday Pick'em shows in the books. Hopefully we'll be back again next weekend. We'll see what Chili Davis has to say about things. But until then, happy picking and good luck. You all learn tonight.